Hey, everybody. It's a Jimmy Dore show. I'm Aaron Maté, sitting in for Jimmy, here with Americans comedian Kurt Metzger. And we are talking about this new controversy that Joe Biden is facing over the misplacement of classified documents. After he left office as vice president, he took with him classified documents and had them in at least 2 locations. And this is awkward for the White House, especially because of this. Check out this headline from the Times. A new special counsel investigation into classified documents in President Biden's home and office puts both him and his attorney general, Merrick Garland, in awkward positions. Another special counsel is investigating Donald Trump for his own mishandling of secret papers.
Oh my God, what if they get their papers mixed up in the investigations? Won't that be awkward?
Here's another headline. Classified documents found in Biden's former office spark comparisons to Trump. Yes, because Trump is accused of the same thing. And back when Trump did it, there was a major uproar over it. But here is how Biden's defenders in the U.S. media are handling this, and they see no equivalence at all.
There's another key difference between the cases, though. In Biden's case, his attorneys reported the discovery and cooperated by turning them over immediately. That was not the case, of course, with Trump.
So in the Mar-a-Lago case, that really does appear to be a much more complicated case.
Of course, we're seeing a very big difference in what the Biden White House is doing around this and what Trump has done.
Night and day. You have the inadvertent, we don't even know if Biden had anything to do with it.
There are important distinctions between this and the swirl of controversy around Donald Trump and the documents at Mar-a-Lago.
What you see in that document's case is a textbook example of the best possible way of handling the discovery of government documents after leaving office that should have been returned before leaving office. What you see is the exact opposite of Donald Trump's behavior.
It's really not the exact opposite. Even the best case for your case, it's not the exact opposite would be you didn't take any documents.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what is different. First of all, you know, when they found out that Biden had mishandled these documents, when the attorney general found out, they found out on November 4th. When is that? That is a few days before the midterm elections. But now it's January and we, the public, are only finding this out now. So they kept this under wrap for more than 2 months. That's one difference. Another difference is that in Trump's case, they were in touch with the government before the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago, and out of nowhere, basically, the FBI did a raid.
I thought they were offering to give.
They were in talks, but then all of a sudden, this raid happened, and yeah, in this case, there was no raid because Biden's office did alert the government about this, but. The main difference, I think, is that the government in this case kept this one under wraps at least until after the midterm elections.
I mean, like you would have to be making $30,000 a week on MSNBC to be able to just, with a straight face, this is a night and day. Certain aspects are night and day, certainly.
Well, here's another similarity. You remember when Trump was accused of this? Trump and his supporters were mocked because there were some suggestions from their camp that maybe some of these documents were planted. Well, here's a Biden defender, Congressmember Hank Johnson, saying he's suspicious that some of these classified documents may have been planted in Biden's home.
My response to it all is that alleged classified documents showing up allegedly in the possession of Joseph Biden, there's so much that needs to be investigated, and that's what I call for, is for everything to be investigated. But I'm suspicious of the timing of it. I'm also aware of the fact that things can be planted on people. Places and things can be planted. Things can be planted in places and then discovered conveniently. That may be what has occurred here. I'm not ruling that out, but I'm open in terms of the investigation needs to be investigated.
Wait, I'm sorry. Didn't they say the Biden people said we have this document here? Did I hear that wrong?
So unless it's some
they
Biden,
planted it on themselves?
Exactly. Maybe there are some theories that they don't want him to run. So maybe this is, under that theory, this would be them planting it on themselves. But it's that's Hank Johnson's theory that maybe some of this was planted. And when he says, I'm suspicious about the timing, yeah, I am too.
Yeah,
because
I thought the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But also because the government found this out 2 months ago, but it's taken 2 months for the public to find out. And they hid this until after the midterm elections. That is the part I find suspicious. And let's recall back what Democrats were saying when Donald Trump was accused of the same thing, of taking with him classified documents. Here is Adam Schiff speaking to Face the Nation back in August after Trump got raided.
You were typically told about covert operations, ongoing national security threats. Do you have any sense at this time whether the information that Donald Trump had in his Florida residence posed any kind of threat to national security?
Well, all I know about the actual materials is what was in that search warrant inventory. But from that alone, you can tell there was a serious risk to disclosure potentially of sources and methods, because some of those documents were marked top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. That is among the highest designation in terms of the extremely grave damage to national security that could be done if it were disclosed. So the fact that they were in an unsecure place that is guarded with nothing more than a padlock or whatever security they had at a hotel.
Or say a garage.
Or say a garage with a sweet Corvette.
But Adam
you can always
Schiff,
count on Adam Schiff. Doesn't he look like in Futurama the who's that guy's Zap Brannigan, the fake Captain Kirk guy in Futurama? He's got a sidekick Kiff, who's an alien with like a lollipop head, like Adam Schiff.
Yeah.
He looks like he has hollow fluid-filled sacks for bones.
So that's Adam Schiff speaking very differently about Trump's taking of classified documents than he is now about Biden's. And here's
I can't think of a safer place to keep classified documents than with Hunter Biden. Anything with Hunter Biden. Oh, laptops and documents. Keep them around Hunter.
And crack pipes. Here's another clip from when Trump was accused of taking classified documents, and MSNBC speculated that Trump might have gotten people killed.
We know that in 2021, that there was a rash of deaths of American spies. They were being caught. They were being killed. This is a very real and exigent circumstance. And the CIA has admitted to that. We are not saying that we know that there is some connection between the Purloined documents and those events.
We're not saying there's a connection. We're just speculating and putting on innuendo that there is a connection and hoping you draw that conclusion.
But they did happen at a time when Trump did have custody of some really sensitive information that he shouldn't have had.
Trump got CIA assets killed.
Oh my God, the people I love the most, CIA. Oh my God.
Here's Nancy Pelosi also on the seriousness of Trump's taking of classified documents.
I think what is important now is to know the seriousness of what these documents were about, alleged to be about. We don't know. Well, hopefully we'll see more, but we don't want to see too much more because that might endanger our security. So when we talk about this, there are laws against the improper handling of this material. There are laws against that, and we have to recognize that this information, as it is coming across, and we'll know more later, is highly classified, well above top secret. It is again higher than top secret. It's top secret SCI. It is it's about our national security, as we are told, and we'll see how deeply it goes into that. So I think our concern is always to protect and defend. And protecting and defending means we do not frivolously treat the documents that relate to, perhaps, as they're saying, and we'll find out, again, all alleged at this point. I don't know any more than is in the public domain. Everybody's holding it very tightly. That if the nature of these documents is what appears to be, this is very serious, very serious.
I don't know what these documents actually contain, but this is a grave threat and very, very serious.
There's a lot of law. There's laws about taking of documents. So
here's one more back from when Trump was raided. Here's Lawrence O'Donnell of MSNBC.
In his desk. The only way those documents could be closer to Donald Trump is if they were in his pockets. But that's where Donald Trump keeps his Tic Tacs. So stolen classified documents, they go in the desk.
What? Wait, what?
Well, stolen classified documents go in Trump's desk and stolen classified documents go in Biden's garage.
I thought, okay, I don't know the law, I'll tell you. But I thought you're the president, they're not stolen, and also you can declassify them. Did he not declassify them or something?
Well, that's Trump's defense. Trump's defense, in part at least, has been that he declassified whatever he had that they think is classified, he declassified. That's what some of his supporters have said. That's what they still have to figure out. And Biden's defense, I don't know what that is yet. I think it's just, he didn't mean to take them, but they told them as soon as they found out.
I mean, this is already a stupid thing back when, Hillary had the server in her bathroom.
Well, here is Hillary. She's got thoughts, or she had thoughts back when Trump was accused of taking classified information.
Well, look, I mean, I think this should be taken really seriously, and it's not a joking matter.
And it shouldn't be partisan.
No. And it shouldn't be partisan. No. It should concern every American, because those documents in the empty folders, as they were marked, suggest that there was really important secret information that is essential to our country's defense and security. And when the report came out yesterday that the documents also included information about, we don't know which, an ally or an adversary's nuclear program, I cannot tell you how terrifying that is. And Alyssa, you know, because you were at the Defense Department, there were times when I was Secretary of State that literally a military courier.
Crazy to go from the Pentagon to the View.
Yeah. Well, I will say that's a great haircut for her. But she's going to take it back in her time when she did the thing that's pretty close to
exactly.
the other thing.
Yeah, when she was using a private server to send classified information.
And by the way, my overall thought is there's way too much stuff classified, and then when you find out, you're like, that's not necessary to your defense or any of that. Most of the time, they're over-classifying things, are they not?
Absolutely. Things like lunch plans sometimes get classified.
Yeah, right. What if I'm sorry, I was just struck by the screen of Hillary. It just transfixed me. Oh my God.
Would come into my office. It would be an emergency. There wouldn't be time to get to the White House and have a meeting in what's called a Schiff, a secured facility. So usually a man, it was always a man as I remember, walked in. He would have a briefcase locked to his wrist. And he would come into my office and he would say, you have to look at
Oh my God.
This immediately, Secretary. He would unlock the briefcase. He would stand there. He would give me this document that had really delicate, secret information about something of importance. I would read it, then I would sign that I had read it. It would go back into the locked box, attached to his wrist, and off he would go. So
to Joe Biden's garage.
Yeah, right. Why is she saying this when we all know the story of her people working for her having to dump acid on her, hit it with hammers in a hurry
because
she was violating security with her, which at the time I'm like,
yeah. But it's them who chose to make it a big deal when Trump was accused of it.
Well, you get in the message. It's a big deal when Trump does it.
Exactly.
Everybody, we're doing live stand-up comedy in Los Angeles in January and February in Los Angeles. And then we're going to Tempe, Palm Springs, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Nashville. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets and become a premium member while you're there.